Hi everyone, so I just decided to do a Screencast-O-Matic kind of walkthrough of my online learning space because this application does not allow outside users to view. So this is my welcome page. It's just a quick overview of what's going to be included in the unit, and then here I have a weekly outline including what students will learn each week and then what they'll actually do. If you want a closer look at this is what is posted on the Student Center forum on Moodle, and then here are my learning targets. So that's my welcome page, and then I'll walk you through kind of these other three tabs here. So collaboration space is where students can edit and also see what their classmates have written. So this is where I have my questions forum. So what's kind of nice about the setup here is that, so here are the instructions, but essentially what I'm going to have students do is add pages for their topics. So I've added these kind of as an example, but I'm going to actually have this blank so students can have the autonomy to add topics as they see fit. So for example, I have note facts, thesis statements, but here's an untitled page. And to add a page, they're just going to click down here and then they can write bibliography, whatever they have a question about. And then they will get a text box here and write their question. So for example, and students will have the privilege of doing this, what is a bibliography? And then their classmates in this text box can respond to the question right here. And then if someone has another question that's related to bibliographies, they can just add another text box, write their question, they can move it around wherever they want, and students can respond to the question within that text box. So if someone sees a topic that they have a question about, they can click there, see if their classmates have written about that question. If they haven't, they can add it. And then if they don't see their question there, then that's when they would add that new page. So that's the questions forum. And then the other way that I'm going to use the collaboration space is on things where I would like their classmates to see what they have written or what they have done. So for example, in week 2, I'm going to have students just add a text box with their name and what topic that they've chosen so that everyone is aware of who's writing about whom. And then in week 1, I have their preliminary research. So in here, they are going to write the 3 people that they are thinking about researching, and then they are going to include their one online article that they found about each person as they're kind of deciphering which person they want to write about. So that's how they will use the collaboration space. And then the content library is the space where only the teacher can add content. So this is where all my instructional pieces are going to be, particularly my RLOs. So I'll kind of walk you through how those are set up. So for example, in week 2, I did an RLO on writing thesis statements. So here's the instruction piece. I've linked the video here. They'll click on that and watch that. And then after they watch the video, they will complete this graphic organizer. So this is actually an example of the graphic organizer filled out, and this is filled out with the content that is exemplified in the video, so they can kind of see how this fictional character Bobby is planning and then what his graphic organizer would have looked like. And so then down here is the actual activity, and this is a link to this piece right here, this document that they'll click. It'll come up in a separate tab. And then down here is how they're going to save their files and post them to their class notebook, to their personal notebook. And I'll show you how they do that in just a second. And then I just want to show you my other RLO and kind of what that looks like. So that the other RLO is about body paragraphs. So the video is right here. There's some instructions here. And then this is the actual activity. And so for the actual activity, they are going to be writing in a separate document. They're actually going to be writing in their rough draft of their paper, which is going to be on Word or Word Online. And so that is that for content library and kind of the location of my RLOs. As you saw here, this is kind of a video. This is just a video that I found that someone else had created using Powtoon, coincidentally, that was really good. And then down here I have how they're going to share a link to their rough draft and paste that link to their personal notebooks that only I can see. So TestFresh is just a sample username, but this is where all my students would have their notebooks, and so that would just be listed down a bunch of different tabs on for my view. They would only see their own. And this is a space where students can edit, but only the teacher can view. So this is where I'm going to have them post links and things like that. So for example, in week 6, this is where they are going to copy and paste the link using Word Online to their OneNote. And then I will have access to their rough drafts, and it will not actually be written in OneNote because I do want them to have the formatting of Word, but it will be accessed through OneNote, which I think will be much better than what I've done historically. So I'm really excited for that. So yeah, and so in each of these there'll be different items of kind of what, and so then this is where they'll post their graphic organizer and so on and so forth. Yeah, so this will just kind of be their workspace that in a place where only the student and the teacher can see. So that is the overview. I am still in the process of adding much more content to these weeks, but that is the skeleton tour.